Hey guys, Nexas here, doing another advanced kick tutorial. Today we're going over one version of the tornado kick, the one that essentially boils down to a jumping, spinning, outside-inside kick. So, when it's all said and done, this is what your kick is going to look like. One more. Now, as I'm sure you've noticed, the actual kick part of that is just your standard outside-inside kick. I mean, it's just out in. It's that. The tricky part is that spin and the jump and what you do to get to that kick. Now, the spin itself is just like all the other spins I've showed you. Front foot turns over, spin, and up you go. But that jump can be a little bit weird for some people. So, to break that down into basically two parts, is you have your turn, and you come up like this, you come up into a chamber, just like you were doing a hook kick or side kick or whatever. You come up into this chamber, and from here you have this leg, this motion kind of pull you up, jump with the leg that's still on the ground. You're going to jump and then kick in the air with that same leg, with your back leg here. So, you do your turn, chamber, let the chamber pull you up. See how it's pulling me around? Let that pull you up that way. That's what gives you the spin. Jump and kick with the same leg. Now, even though I said the kick is just a basic outside-inside kick, I'm going to go ahead and contradict myself right here about 12 seconds afterwards and say there's a little change to it. We do the more advanced version of that kick, if you will, where we have a snap in the kick itself as opposed to just being straight leg. The basic version, you're doing that, just out and around. The advanced version, quote-unquote, is you snap over. You come up kind of chambered, and you snap around and get a bit more power into it. And that's what you're doing when you're in the air. You do your turn, do your jump, and you have that snap out. Now, probably the biggest problem people have when they first start doing this kick is getting themselves all the way around to do it. A lot of my students, when they start out, they'll do their jump and they'll kick about here. They'll be kicking to the side one. So, what I usually do is I have them do an outside-inside before the kick, which is basically this. They start in a front stance. You have outside-inside, and then you continue with the kick. And that outside-inside in the beginning tends to give you a bit more spin. Now, if you feel like trying it that way, it's perfectly fine, but there is something you need to know about what your feet do during that, so I'm going to change shots here, make it easier for you to see. When you do that first outside-inside kick, you come around, you land about here. Alright? And then from there, you do your turn, your jump, and your kick. All with that same leg that first started that outside-inside. Now the problem with this is that people do this kick, and they stop. They just stop spinning. You have to do it all kind of in one big shot. Let your leg go, turn and go. There wasn't really any point where I stopped moving. This one just came down, so I'd have something to stand on while this one came up into a chamber. And then from there, you can do that thing where you do a million of them in a row, where you just start from here, so that's pretty much everything there is to say about that version of the tornado kick. There is another version where it's a roundhouse kick instead of an outside-inside, and I think I did a couple of those at the end of my regular roundhouse kick video, but that's a video for another day. As far as this one goes, watching the original outside-inside, inside-outside kick video, that could help you a little bit, but mainly it's just that jump and spinning all the way over that gets to people. It's not really the kick itself, it's just getting there. So, if you're going to focus your efforts on one place over another, focus on getting around to your target, and you should be just fine. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.